Hey friends, and welcome back. Today I'm taking it way back to one of my very first videos on YouTube, and I'm doing a reverse canvas video again. So I did this video maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I will link it for you if you want to check it out. My goal this year is to do more videos that are kind of eco-conscious. I want to use up the supplies that I have and try not to buy anything else. So this is just a canvas that I have had from Dollar Tree. I have a couple of these, and what I'm doing is just using my scissors to kind of score the edges, and then I'm cutting a slit right in the middle and then just pulling the canvases down so I can take the whole canvas off. In the first reverse canvas video that I did, I'm pretty sure I took all of the staples out. You can do it that way too, or you can just rip it like I'm doing here. You'll see the boys can rip it as well, and they are 6 and 7, so it's fairly easy to just tear this canvas off of the entire frame. And if you wanted to, you could clean up the back of the frame a little bit. You can trim down those extra canvas pieces. You can pull the staples out if you want, but in the end, no one's really going to see the back, so it's not that important. So now I have my frame and my canvas, and I am going to put this on my canvas. There's no place like home. I'm going to trace it, so I'm just selecting my trace tool, and I am turning my high pass filter up to fill in all of those letters, and then I'm just going to trace it, and then I'm going to right click and release compound path, and then delete all of these kind of little bits. I did notice that I deleted the S there while I was cleaning it up. I do kind of go back and fix that. So I'm just kind of deleting all of these pieces, and I'm going to get my knife tool and cut where that T is kind of connected so I can delete that piece up to the left. So I'm just cutting this here, and then I can take that piece off. So because I had released compound path, when I go to kind of fill this in with color, it's going to fill in everything. So I'm going to select it all and then fill it in with black, and it's filling in all of my letters. So I'm going to make it a compound path again, and boom, now it is the way it's supposed to. Now I very well could have just typed these words out and organized that, like made them the same size and the same places as they were. I know that this font is Magnolia Sky, and I have that font, so I could have done it that way, but I wanted to show you guys how to do traces too. And this is not Magnolia Sky, but I'm going to find it, and there it is. And I was also bothered that this sign didn't have an apostrophe in theirs, so I went ahead and took the S and added an apostrophe in the font Magnolia Sky and added that into my file. So now I'm just measuring the inside of my frame so I know what size I need to make my vinyl that I'm going to cut out. So now I'm going to stretch it to the size that it needs to be, and I'm going to stretch it diagonally and stretch it horizontally. Some people don't like the way that this kind of stretches your fonts. I don't mind it, so do what you think it looks nice for you and for your crafting. And then because I'm going to do this in heat transfer vinyl, I'm going to flip it horizontally so it's all backwards, and take it to my machine, and I'm going to cut out my heat transfer vinyl for the project. So I have a little helper, and he is painting our wooden frame black while I am just going to weed out my vinyl. My helper only wanted to paint the front of my frame, so I went ahead and painted the outside edges and the inside edges as well. You don't have to worry about painting the back though. So now I'm just kind of lining it up on my canvas to see where I really want that decal, and then I'm going to use my heat press to attach the heat transfer vinyl to the canvas. If you don't have a heat press, it's not a problem. This is a great project to use heat transfer vinyl with an iron. Just put some parchment paper on top of your whole project and press as hard as you can on the highest cotton setting that you have, and you can evenly press it. So I don't know if you can tell, but you should be able to see the pattern of the canvas through your heat transfer, and I can see the pattern through my vinyl, so I know I have used enough pressure. And now what I'm going to do is just follow those lines across the lines that are creased into my canvas, and I'm just going to cut that off because that's exactly what I'm going to need to trim off before I attach my canvas back onto my sign. Now that I have everything centered, I am just going to flip the whole project over, and you know, for funsies, I had this Dollar Tree stapler. You know, it's a Dollar Tree canvas, and I was just like, I wonder if this stapler would work to reattach this, so this could be an entirely Dollar Tree DIY. And for the most part, it worked. It was a bit of a struggle. It did act like, you know, a stapler from the Dollar Tree. I had staples kind of flung everywhere. It jammed a couple times. You want to be careful that you're not stapling on top of other staples, because that's when I had the most problems. But some of them came out flat, and some of them kind of half was flat and half wasn't, and I could just kind of push them down or hammer them in. With my other reverse canvas DIY, I used like an office stapler, and that worked a lot better too. I also have a staple gun, and that would probably be your best bet, but I wanted to show that you could really do this project with kind of anything that you have going around, because again, you're not going to see the back. You just kind of want it stapled down so it's not flying up. But again, this stapler wasn't the best, but it got the job done. If you wanted to clean up the back, if you were giving this as a gift or something like that, I've taken kind of electrical tape, or you can take like masking tape or even washi tape and kind of run it along the edge of those staples, and then they're hidden and they're nice and clean. So it's all stapled down. I'm pressing the corners and tapping around it to make sure nothing's really gonna pop up. Again, I didn't clean the back of mine up because it's going on a shelf and I wasn't too concerned, but I'm super excited with how it turned out. This is kind of our gallery wall in our entryway, and I set it here, and it's really cute next to this picture of A in her little Dorothy dress, and it's right when we walk in, so of course, you know, no place like home right when we come in. And then I also popped it on the top shelf because I felt like maybe it would look nice up there too, so I can't decide if I like it better on the top shelf or the bottom shelf. We also DIY'd these shelves, so I'll link those for you too in case you want to check out how to make those. Thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, you can find more from us here. Make sure you subscribe so you can follow all of our adventures. Give it a big thumbs up, tap that bell, and again, let me know down in the comments, do you like it better on the top or on the bottom shelf? Bye, guys.